Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Ctrl Alt Refuel. I'm joined as usual by Chris and Gareth, and I'm Paul. Welcome everyone. Guys, how are you? I want to talk a little bit about the buying experience. I don't think the public generally buy an EV by accident. I think that is true of when they buy an internal combustion engine car, because they're familiar with them when they just walk into a showroom or an outlet, and they'll just go, I'll have that one. EV buyers tend to have done a little bit of research beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
And so they often know what they're looking for.
Except the salary sacrifice people.
Well,
Salary
this is true.
Do not do the research. They just think I can get a brand new 42 plate for dirt cheap, and I'm going to look amazing in front of all my clients. And then we get it, and then we think, oh, what do I do with this? Oh, I know someone.
There's a lot of used buyers. They buy thinking they know what they're doing, and they don't. It's only a very slight learning curve, but they don't listen.
It's not that slight, because I won't say who it actually is, but I know of somebody who had a salary sacrifice Taycan. Now, the Taycan, this person said that he can only charge it at home and he can't drive it long distance because it takes hours and hours and hours to fill. Typical rubbish, right?
You haven't found a DC charge port.
Exactly that. So there's on the Taycan, you have on the passenger side, you've got the home charging socket and the public charging socket. On the driver's side, there's only the home charging socket. Yeah. He didn't know about the passenger side, so he had this car for 3 years and said, well, I can't go anywhere with it. It's fucking moron.
This brings
American Leafs are like that, because the NAX charger is on the other side. Yeah, the NAX charger is on the other side of the car.
So I've had this when I've been on my travels at a charging site. There's people standing there scratching their heads, and they were crying about their car's too slow to charge, and they haven't noticed the bung underneath the Type 2 socket out, and it makes the DC socket. I pull it out, and it's happened to me 3 times. And I said, well, where did you buy this from? Our dealer, didn't they show you? No, they didn't know anything. So they just driving this car.
What I don't get is,
but no one reads the manual. So.
EVs, brand new ones, up until recently, with the second-hand market, what's coming right down, EVs are a middle-class boy's toy, right? Because they're so expensive, and
to an extent,
no one will ever convince me otherwise. Now, because of second-hand cars, they're a lot cheaper, so your normal person can get it, which is fantastic. That's the whole point of them. You can get a cheaper car and run it cheaper. But these people are buying a brand new car, and they're going into a thing, and they're spending, like in my case, £64,000 for what was my car. Now, I'm getting it a lot cheaper than that before people start slagging me off. But my car, with the spec what I've got, was £64,000. So people are going out and buying that and not knowing what to do. Who has that much money where they think, I know, I'm going to go buy something and not do any research? Just like Joe.
We can't envisage doing that, but nevertheless, it does happen. Yeah. And clearly it does. I was at Tesco I was down there with my son George just a few weeks ago, and they've got those 7 kilowatt pod points at Tesco's, and I was just plugging mine in, and it was quite dark, and I've realised sort of out of the corner of my eyes, or 2 people walking towards me. It's just a couple. I said, oh, hello. They said, we've just bought an EV and we know nothing about it. And I thought these guys...
Before you carry on, how far from home were they?
I asked them, and they live in the same town as me, in Amersham, in South Buckinghamshire. I was at the local Tesco's, but they knew nothing. And I assume that they'd been presented a piece of paper at work, and they said, choose one of these. This is what you're getting, and they just threw it. They just went, I'll have that one. I'm going to assume that they were habitual BMW drivers. They probably had a 530D on their drive at home now, and then they've gone, well, if I'm buying an EV, what's nearest to that? And I assume it's an iX1 or something. I'm not familiar with the BMW model range. That perhaps they're quite lucky because they came into me because I'm a community manager and I'm used to having this conversation, albeit online rather than face to face. My son, he was bored. He was bored senseless.
My wife calls me tech support.
That's not all she calls you. I know this.
Yeah, EV twat. Tech support when we get to a charging area, but I've seen it so many times. But it's not just what we've been saying. It's also the people that are selling the cars are totally irresponsible. Whether it's the lease company or whether it's the main dealer or it's a little independent dealers like me. That's where the blame lies in my opinion. I don't let anyone drive off in an EV unless I know that they know what they're doing within reason.
How did we do this 100? Oh, sorry, hang on. How did we do this 100 years ago when
it didn't exist?
Petrol
we weren't
cars.
Around.
No, and how did people in our position do this 100 years ago? They didn't have the internet. When you bought a brand new car and you were the first car in the street, how did you get
Haynes? What's with Bob?
Haynes, but
Haynes.
It would just be a rich upper class thing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have been even a middle class thing. It was a rich upper class toy, and they had to go and get fuel from a chemist. The guy had to stand in front with a flag. Completely different, wasn't it?
No. That's why everyone buys a Tesla. That's why because
I think this is a very good
point. They make people believe that Tesla's the only way. It's easy. It does it all for you. It's a good charging infrastructure, but I've got a different brand, and I can get around just fine. And I've done 60,000 miles in 3.5 years. You know what I mean? It's not like Tesla's the only brand, but people get it because that's to think, oh, well, it's the best. Don't get me wrong, Teslas are good, but it's not the only option.
I think in this country, though, we've got to be careful. We've got a completely different experience and a completely different infrastructure than, for example, America. If you were living in America, you'd probably buy a Tesla because there's not much else, that gets close to it, especially with the charging. Yeah, I don't want to piss about with different adapters. No offense to shadow mode people over there on the left, but you don't. In America, it's like the Wild West of adapters and charging providers and standards. So you can see why they just get in a Tesla because they can drive to a supercharger and plug it in. The car will tell them where to go and when to do it. Whereas for us, I said it online quite a lot. I don't even bother planning anything. If I got to drive to Holland, I just get in and go. No, I haven't got a Tesla for other people watching. It's none of us here have got a Tesla. That was going to be the name of the podcast, wasn't it? 3 Men and No Tesla.
I thought we were going to be called Battery Bummers.
Yeah. Where did that suggestion come from?
From you, Chris. Yeah.
But yeah, the responsibility lies with the dealers and who's selling the cars. But yeah, I mean, when I first got my first EV I had myself was an E Nero, but I bought a few BMW i3s before that. What about you, Paul? Yours was a Leaf, I guess.
My first Leaf was a loan from the local Nissan dealer. I think back in 2012 or 2013. It was a very, very early car. I believe so. Yeah, it had a cream interior, and I didn't tell my wife, and I had the car for a few days, and I said, "Yeah, this is very nice." And Nissan came and took it away, but I didn't actually buy a Leaf until I bought my used one back in 2022. I've messed about in other one. I've been a passenger in my boss's Model X, which is really good. Really good. I mean, the build quality is a bit patchy here and there. Hers is the 2016.
Nah. It seems so like the S. They just seem like old to me now.
Because we stopped making the new ones, aren't they?
Well, you can't get S in this country.
No. You can't get a right-hand drive because of that.
You can't get a right-hand drive.
It's a shame that because I actually do quite like the S.
Yes, I'd have an S.
I tend to agree. The S is the only one that I could, out of the current model range, the S is the only one I could see myself.
It would suit me.
being him.
Yeah, I can't buy one.
It's I mean, my boss is it's an X, isn't it? The one with the golden doors. Yeah. It's quite nice, big inside.
Suspension is there, just so big and cumbersome.
The ride is punishingly rough though.
Really rough. Yeah. Tesla needs to get on with something new.
I've never been a fan of the exterior design of these things. Someone called them soap bar design.
Phrase, wasn't it?
Was it you who said it?
I think the new model 3 of the Highland. I think that's a good looking car in the metal.
One of my neighbours has got a Juniper, and Gareth from Cleveland was servicing my car, and he pointed out the Juniper down the road. I must admit I hadn't noticed it.
It's like a one.
And it was he said it's updated. It's nice, isn't it? And I thought, well,
I think Teslas are good cars, but they don't quite give me that. How did who was it? James May said it doesn't give me the fizz. I'd be perfectly okay in one, and I've driven quite a few of them, and I think they're good cars, but it doesn't give me the fizz to really want to have one myself. Maybe because there's quite a few things they don't have that my car does or Chris's does, but each to their own.
They're not necessarily cars for car people, and I know that's going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Oh, sure.
Because there are a lot of car people who have Teslas, but I think a sizable minority of Tesla owners aren't car people.
No, we're not. Tech people buy EVs, and it's like, and it's like, if you try and get someone who loves cars but they're a technophobe, there's no way they'll get it. But if you get someone who loves technology but isn't interested in cars, they'll buy an EV.
That's very true. Yeah. But they do drive
Virgins.
Well.
I think they're Virgins.
You driven a Model 3, Chris? A new Model 3?
No, I've not. But I've been in someone who we all know, Graham Cobb. I've been in his, and
he's got the long range single motor one now. Were you in his blue car or the red one?
I think it's the red ones and his new one. That's one thing about Graham. He likes picking good, nice colours.
Yeah.
His blue one was gorgeous.
There's no choice. What do you mean there's no choice with the Tesla? They only come in 4 colours?
But blue and red are the nicest ones.
White was the free colour. That's why you see so many white Teslas about, because it was a free option. I think it went to grey or something, but I like the blue with the white interior. I think that would be my.
Yeah, my boss's X. No, is it white? Oh God, I don't know. That's dark blue, and it's a relatively inoffensive. A blue. I like blue cars anyway. Both my cars out here are blue, and so it's not a horrible colour.
White, I think, looks good. It's really stand out. Blue with the black inside. Yeah.
I saw an Aria in pearlescent white with a black roof and black wheels. Oh, it did look very good. So we know that I'm a fan of that brand.
Which brand was that?
Nissan Aria.
It's big though, isn't it? It's big jelly mold, like the Y.
Aria's a little bit compromised by its fastback shape. There's not a great deal of room in the boot. There's very little in the four-wheel drive versions. Actually, there's only a couple of 100 litres of space. But I'm not entirely sure that Aria drivers worry about that too much. It is a good car. Discontinued in the US though. The Nissan USA say they're not going to bring it in 2026. But presumably it actually sold better. It sold better in the US than it did in this country and in Europe. But Nissan US are dropping it next year, presumably in favour of Leaf.
Yeah, I think put your fingers in your ear for this one, Paul. But I think basically because the Model Y is a better car, isn't it? If you price
than a Ria,
yeah.
Oh God,
you've got your own money. You're going to go for the Model Y, aren't you? I think but I know you might not do because you're a Nissan nerd, but it's that's in America. You can't hold a candle to it, can it?
No, of course not. No, and there's a bunch of Skodas and VWs that pound for pound are as good as the Aria. What the Aria does, the interior design is absolutely fantastic. The interior is really nice. It's a lovely place to be. Nissan have really knocked it out of the park with the interior design of Aria. There's the new Nismo version, which Chris and mutual friend of Chris, Hannah's got one, not yet seen. Have you seen her car yet? The Aria Nismo?
No, to be honest, I've only ever spoken to her, I think, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I've never met her.
Would you buy that over a Model Y Performance, Chris?
I'd have any car over a Tesla, to be honest with you. The only thing...
Spring, yeah?
I'd have a Dacia
Almost
Jogger. I'd have a Dacia Jogger before... no, it's...
I thought you said Dogger for
Yeah, I'll go dogging in the spring. Bucket, yeah.
the latest out of that Czech brand. It's not Czech, is it? Was it?
One thing I will say about Tesla,
Romanian,
especially
thank you.
the new ones, the Juniper and the Highlander, is whoever designed the back of them needs an award, because
I agree.
The back of the Model Y especially is gorgeous, and I love how the light bar points down.
It's a sign-on helmet, isn't it, from Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah,
but the front of those two cars, Chris, is still
So
deeply generic.
The back of it was the experienced, good designer who's employee of the month, and the person who's been designing the front of the new Teslas is the YTS. Like, is in the corner asking for a long stand and rubber nails and all that kind of stuff.
But it's a lot better than the previous model. I think when you see the Highlander.
I'm not sure. I would say it's a lot better.
I think it's
better.
Much better. I don't know with the Model Y refresh whether I like that light bar going all the way across.
Not at the front, at the back. At the front, it looks. You can see the line, and it just looks like it's stuck on.
Yeah. It's got to see interruptions as well, isn't it? But yeah, I think it's fine. There's a lot more uglier cars than that. But yeah, they're just good cars that work, aren't they? Like you say. But
we've got amazing storage, so it's like for family people. I'd have a Model Y for storage because they're absolutely fantastic for storage, and I love the back of it. And I've been told that the interior is miles better than before. But for us, we have a diesel 7-seater, a Hyundai Santa Fe, and the 7-seat aspect of it we've used multiple times, and it's really good. So we wouldn't have a Model Y because of the 7-seat thing, but it was. I get why people like the Model Y because the storage on it for a family.
The front
storage on it is brilliant.
But they don't.
Yeah, you can put a child in it.
I don't know if it will come here, but they've got the Model Y Long, haven't they? Which is 7 seats. It's out in China at the minute. Have you seen that?
I think it should come out here. Yeah. I think it should.
Yeah, but you can only get your kids in the back. Maybe a bit older. You couldn't get me and you in the back.
Let's give it a go.
That's an idea for another episode when we can get in one. Fit in the back of this Model Y Long.
I still can't get over the interior of any Tesla. It's just.
What don't you like about it? It's simple.
It's minimalist, but it isn't. It's
what do you want that it hasn't got? What one thing would you add?
Where are we going to put the screen? Oh, let's put it there. Anything else? Nah, bollocks, that'll do.
Do you not think that the screen were better in the original S when it was landscape rather than horizontal?
Portrait.
Was it portrait? Sorry, It was better. It looked better when it was portrait. It just looks cumbersome being the other way around. I think when it fitted in the dash on portrait, it was much nicer. But like I said, I'm not.
It looks bolted on. It just looks. It's just an.
I mean, the thing is, I don't disagree with you, but it's there because it works. Everybody in the car can see the screen, do things on it, and they can look at it. You got nothing distracting you from looking out the window and driving. If you do want to drive, not that we cannot drive from here. But yeah, I mean, Tesla have done it because it's cheap, isn't it? But it's a bit of a stroke of genius because it's also good. But yeah, I mean, if you're a car guy, you want a bit more out of your car, don't you? You want you want a speedo in front of you. That's why I like my car because I've got it's two like yours, isn't it? It's 2 horizontal screens, and we've got the head-up display in the windshield. And
I don't know about yours. Although mine and yours are very similar, we got different. It's different enough to obviously be different branded, but on mine, I don't know if it's on yours now, but if you look on the sat nav, and it's on my Santa Fe as well, but on the when you go on the sat nav screen, the speedo is on the sat nav screen as well, so your passenger can see it, which is always nice when you got your missus sitting next to you going, slow down. Slow down.
Yeah, I got all that. Yeah, but also it projects your speed and all the information that you need on the head-up display as well.
Yeah.
That direction. So
it's much better in the Genesis than it is in the Santa Fe. But obviously, my Santa Fe is a 2000. It's top spec, but it's like 2019. But Genesis is a 2022 plate, so there's obviously a difference there. But it's the head-up display is very good.
Isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I haven't got that Chav Ball. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely do
tell
not.
us about the Chav Ball, Chris, and people that are watching.
Right, so I've got a Genesis GV60 Sport with all the options except digital wing mirrors because I don't particularly like digital wing mirrors. So the Chav Ball is what I've nicknamed the gear selector, and it's basically when it's turned off, it turns upside down and it's an illuminated. It's supposed to look like crystal. It's not plastic.
It's the ball,
And it's basically a ball what changes colours and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when you turn the engine on, it spins round. And then you can grab your park, neutral, reverse, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a Genesis GV60, like, push it as in, like, it's the most beautiful thing on earth. But for me, it's just a bit chavvy.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think...
I think it's so bad it's good. I like it. Then, I like that Leap Motor T03. I think that's a cool little car. Have you seen one? Have you sat in one? They're all right. Built all right. I think they just ran out of ideas at the front. If you took that front nose cone off, you could do so much better with it. But it's just like an old. What's the bubble shaped micro cord? I always forget after the K. What's it called? You know me, the bubble shaped micro. It's just like a cube version of that, isn't it? It's just a car that old ladies like and get in and drive, and it's I think it's only
13, I think it
1,300 kilograms or something. It's light too.
I'm not a
Have you
fan.
seen one in real life?
What worries me with Leap Motor is that 3 or 4 years down the line, their dealers are going to be how MG dealers are now, and that's piss poor, frankly. Yeah, hopeless. Hopeless is the politest word that we're going to come out with this evening to describe MG.
But it's not. There's quite a lot of overlap. There's no reason why you can't take your EV to another EV dealer. They can do the same thing. There's not a lot to go wrong either, is there? But yeah. Do you remember a guy called BMW i3 Road Trip on Twitter? Neil.
Oh, yes.
He's got the bigger version, the C10. It's like an SUV, a bit like the Honda E:/NY1.
That's the one that Paul Carnell's ordered, isn't it? The C10.
Yeah, it's rear-wheel drive. It's pretty well built. It's got loads of spec. It's cheap. You get got a few different options in colours and stuff. He loves it. But he has come from the Honda E:/, so. But he thought that was good as well. But there's a lot to be said. That people just want a well-built, reasonably priced car.
Yes.
They're not really worried like myself and Chris. Maybe want a bit more refinement or luxury or speed or
it's not
power.
Too much to ask, is it? As I say, I've got my worries about the dealership experience some years down the line.
I don't think you're wrong, but they're aligning themselves like BYD are aligning themselves with Ford dealers, aren't they? You're getting BYD dealerships in Hendy's, which is our local Ford dealer and stuff. So that's what will happen. It's the same with the Chinese brands. All the legacy manufacturers and dealerships will just tag along for the ride on the coattails of Chinese brands.
Let's bring this puppy into land and we'll say thank you everyone for listening. I'm going to say thank you to Chris and Gareth for coming along and doing our first episode of Ctrl Alt Refuel. Hopefully there's going to be some more. Thank you all for watching.